Title: I'm quitting showbiz to inherit my fortune. I'm quitting showbiz to inherit my fortune. As a D-list has been, I've decided this parent-child reality show will be my last gig before I retire. On set, the crew asked each parent their happiest recent news. Chloe's mom: our Chloe just landed the lead in director Fu's new movie She's Amazing, everyone go watch. The livestream filled with applause and heart emojis. When it was Dad's turn, he couldn't hold back his grin. My kid's finally seen the light, she's coming home to inherit my $10 billion empire, ha ha ha. The internet went dead silent, then the comments exploded. 1. Dad heard that if he flew out and filmed this one show with me, I'd finally agree to come home and be a proper heiress. He was so excited he didn't sleep all night. You're the chairman of a $100 billion conglomerate, couldn't you act a little aloof? Sweetie, how many days are we shooting? Dad modeled the new cap he just bought, practically bouncing. 3, maybe 4. A couple of outfits is plenty. I waved him off, mood still in tatters. 5 years in this business and I've never once cracked the trending charts. I watched him pack with glee. Something felt off. Bring a couple bottles of vintage wine, we'll toast to your unemployment. These suits are okay, only a few million each. Will they look cheap? Jeeves, tell the girls to fly in the haute couture gown I had airshipped from Paris. My kid's been walking red carpets in discount rags, bad for her skin. Stop. I grabbed his arm. Dad, it's a tiny show. We parade around like this and people will scream show off. Pack your cheapest, comfiest clothes. Don't worry about mine. Only after serious begging did he yank the wine and suits back out. Then I overheard him on the phone. Lee, my daughter's about to be jobless, throw her a monster bash. Ask your girl what kids like these days, mine says suits are lame on me. Me? Did I ever say that? Having a filthy rich dad is exhausting. My yearly acting salary is maybe 2-3 million less than the spare change he wires me for pocket money. Huh. Dreams are for whoever still wants them. I'm going home to lie flat. 2. Because I'm the pork contrast, the production crew won't cover my travel. Dad had his pilot fly us to the filming villa in the private jet. Before we walked in I warned him again, unless it's life or death, keep the lid on your identity. You're merely the father of a D-list flop, got it? Dad made a zip it gesture, looking aggrieved. Besides us, 3 other families showed up. I'm paired against Ellis, who brought her mom. I met Ellis when we both debuted a few years back, but she rocketed upward overnight. Our next encounter was on a red carpet where she'd rebranded herself as old money royalty, sending out press releases that trampled on us nobodies. First segment, the kids introduce ourselves. Ruby, the rising star, smiled shyly. Looking forward to hanging out. Mom's hairy crab is to die for, hope you'll try it. She handed each of us a fancy gift box. Another actress offered local delicacies courtesy of her dad. Ellis went full theatric but her fans lap it up. Call me Chloe. My mom's adorable and a breeze to get along with. I love cooking, happy to chef for everyone the next few days. Avery, what about your dad? I glanced at Dad, who sat ramrod straight, practically wagging his tail for praise, and hesitated. Am I supposed to brag that he mints money, gifts mansions to staff, and builds killer PPTs? The live comments were going wild. He enjoys gardening, flowers, veggies, the usual. We have a little yard, he potters around there. Safe answer, I thought, until Ellis gave me a pitying look. Serena, are you struggling financially? Excuse me, does that mean you'll wire me a couple million right now? My silence apparently confirmed her suspicion, and she reached to pat my shoulder. Pure image management. Dad, drowning in sympathetic stares, finally cracked. Pumpkin, why didn't you tell them our garden is huge? He hinted. Uncle, a country patch with petunias doesn't count as a garden. Come visit Mom's villa sometime, it's perfect for retirement. You look so kind, I really like you. Before I could speak, Ellis jumped in to flaunt. Dad's face twisted like he'd swallowed a fly. Imagine some starlet calling his acreage a country patch. I swear he was 2 seconds from canceling the shoot and buying the entire network. I soothed him with a don't explode look, then said, "Chloe, my mom's alive, she's just vacationing overseas with her friends." Dolores's smile froze. "You little brat, such venom." "Oops," I said. "Sorry, I thought since Chloe's dad's home watching TV, inviting my dad over sounded like matchmaking. Figured you wanted to be my stepmom." "Avery, have you lost your mind?" Ellis gasped. I fake gasped back. "My bad, were you just crafting a public persona?" "The producers did say, oppose Ellis be the villain. Easy, everyone can play mean girl." I am not pretending. "I honestly feel for your dad, you're so unfilial." She sputtered. Suddenly I was the bad daughter. She's an expert at insinuation. "Unfilial?" Dad nodded along and I panicked. During the ad break I whispered, "She says I'm unfilial, aren't you mad? Aren't I your precious darling?" Dad just sniffed. 3" if you're really my kid, let's buy the whole production studio, land, everything and boot anyone you hate. Deal?" He patted his pockets, but no lighter or cigarette pack. His cool dad prop was gone. I'd tossed both on the ride over, smoking's banned on set. I was speechless. Let's be plastic father-daughter for now. When we came back from commercials, the feed looked peaceful again, as if our catfight never happened. Ellis was now gently peeling a mandarin orange for her mom, painstakingly removing every white thread. "Serena, have a mandarin too, they're really sweet." Ruby held one out to me. "To be honest, I hate mandarins, Emery. Dad knows that, so he took the orange." "Alex, let me." Ruby looked utterly lost while my dad peeled the fruit and passed the segments to me. With everyone staring in shock, my heart turned ice cold. Perfect, one step closer to early retirement. I snatched the orange back from Dad. "Dad, you've worked hard, you eat it." Dad glowed, as if the orange were a gift. When it traveled from his hand to mine and back again, the creases in his face folded into a grin. He barked a loud "Yes, sir," and startled the whole group. Then he popped the whole thing in his mouth. "Delicious, delicious." Ellis laughed. "Avery, this show is supposed to be real. No need to overact. Who do you think you are, some billionaire's daughter? In normal families like ours, peeling a mandarin is everyday stuff." The moment she finished, she and her mom started the mutual peel and feed performance. "And that's not fake?" The corner of my mouth twitched as the live comments scrolled like crazy. The production crew soon handed us the first mission: do farm work to earn ingredients for tonight's dinner. The 4 families were split into 2 teams. Unluckily and very calculatedly I was paired with Ellis. That energized her. She changed into athletic wear so she could really get to work. She steadied her mom down the slope. "Mom, the path's slippery from the rain and there's moss, watch your step." I prepared to offer Dad the same courtesy, but he beat me to it. "Sweetheart, why don't you stay inside? I'll handle the chores." "What would you like for dinner?" Ella shot me a look that said I'd committed a capital crime. "I'll come with you," I said after a moment. "Serena, that's the spirit." Ellis beamed. "She's born for this, give her every trophy now." Dad frowned. "Geez, kiddo, skip anything you don't feel like. Watching you hold back kills me." I gave an awkward smile. "Dad, I'm fine. I won't know what ingredients there are until I see them." Ellis and her mom stared at us like we were a traveling circus. The 2 of us jogged ahead while they tiptoed behind. 4. The live comments exploded, shoving the show straight onto the trending charts, both Ellis's name and mine. "She trends all the time, me trending is a whole new concept." The push notification on my phone sent a jolt through me. If I'm quitting showbiz, I might as well go out with fireworks. The first farm's request was simple: round up the road hens scattered across the yard and crate them. Dad nabbed one and stuffed it in without breaking stride. Ellis, however, shivered and screamed every few seconds. "Ah, they're alive, gross." Her mom lost patience, pushed her aside, and dove in. Ellis, don't just stand there. Help me, wasn't chicken and mushroom stew your favorite? The once elegant lady rolled up her sleeves like she was on home turf. Ellis yelped, Mom. Dolores froze at the glare, quickly pulling her sleeves down. Chloe, Mommy's scared too, but I'll protect you. Only then did Ellis's face relax. She clasped her mom's hand. Mom, I'd rather skip dinner than let you suffer. What a touching mother-daughter act, where's my applause? Too bad her next line made me want to smack her. Let Serena's dad do it, country folks handle chickens all the time. Serena and her dad are nice, they'll share the food. Her mom nodded. Yes, we two barely eat anything. Me? Never have I seen shamelessness packaged so neatly. My family's been loaded since Grandpa's day, but he insisted Dad stay grounded, so the ancestral farm plot and coops remain. No matter how busy, Dad spends one weekend a month farming with Grandpa. Capable doesn't mean obligated. Chloe, you and Ms. Sterling wait on the side. I'll help Dad, and we'll split the food 50-50, I said sweetly, jogging over. Catch chickens? Hardly, I specialize in chaos. I flailed toward the flock, sending the birds scattering. One hen even ran off mid-lay, egg half out. Squawks and feathers filled the yard. Ella screamed and bolted for the gate. I slammed it shut. Chloe, guard this, don't let the chickens escape. 5. Ellis's face went chalk white. Avery, you're doing this on purpose. Chloe, how could you think that? If I don't catch them, what will we eat tonight? I blinked innocently and chased the bulliest hen. Atta girl. Dad gave me a thumbs up. He even bragged to the trembling cameraman caught in the fray, see that? My girl's first time rowing? In the end, Ellis stomped off, hair full of feathers and reeking of henhouse. We traded our completed task for a plump, cleaned bird, and Dad and I strolled back, admiring our haul. 2 more missions later, we returned to base and regrouped for dinner, prime time for face-offs. The production crew interviewed each parent. What's made you happiest lately? Ellis's mom, our Chloe, just landed the lead in director Fu's new movie. She's amazing, go see it. Oh, so this segment is Chloe's press release. Thanks for the plug, Mom. Actually, she's also my biggest fan, haha. Ellis giggled behind her hand. I burst out laughing. Sorry, the sugar was lethal. Ellis fought an eye roll. Serena, your dad's turn. Uncle, you look overjoyed, what happened? True, Dad's grin was practically neon. My daughter's finally seen the light, she's ready to inherit my $10 billion empire, ha ha ha. The internet went dead silent, then the live feed detonated. My eyebrow suddenly twitched. I stared at everyone in horror. I was terrified they'd start suspecting who I really was, or that Ellis would shout Little Miss Heiress the next second. But reality usually flips the script. Ha ha ha, Avery, your dad's joke is so lame. That would make you one of those rich girls storming showbiz for fun, clichés. Uncle, if you'd just thrown a couple million her way so she could buy a lead role, Avery wouldn't be stuck at this tier. Oops, truth slipped out again. Ellis's smile snapped shut, she looked at me like a frightened kitten. My mouth twitched. Right. If I were really some pampered heiress, you'd already be wearing 2 red handprints for talking like that. The moment the words left my lips, Ruby and Dad burst out laughing. Since we were still live streaming, Ruby swallowed her giggles. Serena, you're hilarious. I raised a brow. Ellis pouted. Avery, I feel like you pick on me. Did I do something to upset you? We're all friends here. If something bothers you, just say it. She put on her round little deer face, then sniffed bravely. If it's what I just said, I was only joking. My agent keeps telling me my EQ is 0, please don't mind me. I waved both hands. I don't mind at all. I don't even have EQ. Ellis's smile froze, she gulped some soup to mask it. 6. The next morning, when we dragged ourselves to the living room set, the crew hit us with a new message. They showed us footage of our parents tied up, manufacturing a crisis vibe so the 4 of us would sprint to the first checkpoint. Reality TV theatrics, everyone play along, please. But 20 meters of rock climbing wall right off the bat? Seriously? Even with safety harnesses, that height is terrifying. Mom, wait for me, I am coming. Ella sobbed at the camera for morale. I, meanwhile, just started climbing. Her fans went wild in the live comments. By the time she finished milking the moment and began her ascent, I was already at the top. Looking down, I clocked her speed and technique, definitely coached. The show's big money backer must have bankrolled a boot camp just to craft her brave yet fragile persona. Clearing the first checkpoint let you head straight to the next. Speed was everything. We reached stage 2 neck and neck, a soap slick slide. Take off shoes and socks and you've got zero grip, the only lifeline is a hemp rope down the middle. Halfway up Ellis yanked me down, we crashed, our mics ripping off. Avery, you're only the foil, why kill yourself? Let go. Your job is to make me look good. That label stabbed me every time she said it. Finally a show with decent ratings invites me, and I'm just pavement for her to walk on. I'm quitting tomorrow anyway, what do you care? I kicked her in the waist, payback for her swipe. Her nails sank into my arm like talons. If you stay in this circle tomorrow, I'll teach you what eating humble pie tastes like. I've tolerated you long enough. Want to be blacklisted? Say the word. I can educate you on how showbiz works, little girl. Outwardly gentle and fragile, only the gouges in my skin proved otherwise. Let's see if you have the juice. I smiled coldly. While a staffer reclipped our mics, I used the distraction to scramble up and out. 7. Stage 3 turned out to be a nasty twist, real boats swapped for paper boats. Waterproof for about 5 minutes, lifeboat shadowing us still, living bomb Ellis always delivers surprises. I had barely stepped into my origami vessel when she hopped in behind me. Avery, may the best woman win, she chirped, pumped. I gave her a thumbs up. This is the delicate beauty fans gush over. She could bench press 3 of me. I dipped the Orno movement. I glanced back, the lunatic was literally shredding my boat. Rip water seeped in. Avery, each to her own abilities. She flashed a smug grin and paddled off. Fine. Each to her own it is. Before the safety boat reached me, I dove overboard. Sorry, sis, varsity swim team. Ellis rowed like her life depended on it and still hit shore after me. Per the rules, the 3 slower parents had to do hard labor. Ellis was first to break into tears. Mom, I'm sorry I failed to rescue you. Sweetheart, you were wonderful, Mommy saw everything. Cue another mother-daughter love fest. Then the voiceover cut in, forgot to mention your parents have been watching the entire livestream and have a few words for you. Key point, Ellis's mom had already appeared, so where was my dad? I craned my neck just as a middle-aged man dashed toward me, swiping tears. Baby girl, you melted my heart. Boo-hoo, wah, dash. Why push so hard? Dad's still young, I can hustle a few more years. We're not short of cash, a little hardship won't kill me. I almost bought the whole production just now, can't let my princess get hurt. He beamed through his sobs. His theatrics made the other 3 families stop and stare. Avery's dad, you're over the top. Backstage, your energy scared me more than the kids' race, Dolores said with a fake smile. For some reason their mother-daughter act gave off copy-paste green tea vibes. Ellis eyed me in disdain. Avery, if you want to build your public persona, don't torture your poor dad. The man's pushing 50 and still has to perform exhausting. Parents give us life and this is how you repay them? Forcing them to earn money for you? I kept quiet, but your behavior is downright appalling. She painted such a vivid picture you'd think it was documentary truth. I frowned. Do you honestly believe my family's broke? I used to worry about hurting your pride, but clearly that's unnecessary. Ellis rolled her eyes. Maybe know when to stop. I laughed. Funny, I was afraid the truth would bruise your ego. Now I see that fear was pointless. You're as thicker than my estate wall. Quit using me as a stepping stone. What you earn in a year couldn't even pay for one of our bathrooms. Outfame me? Sure. Outmoney me? I'll bury you in bills. Everyone's got a breaking point. Whatever. I'm already quitting the industry. I might as well go full psycho. 8. Ellis laughed through her fingers. Now I'm sure every word her father spilled about that $10 billion empire was coached by you. You've read too many romance novels. Cute trick, but it only fools a sweet, clueless construction worker like him. Dad stood there slack-jawed, raking a hand through his hair. Little girl, don't push your luck. Ellis gave a soft I-O. Uncle, I know you dote on Avery, but this stunt is ridiculous. In this day and age the internet will dig up everything. If the trolls tear her apart, she's going to spiral. Once she's depressed, it'll be too late. She even managed to sound as if she were thinking of Dad and me. Dad glared. You've got a vicious tongue for a kid. Still, Ellis hadn't sensed how serious things were. No, she was just too arrogant. Having a sugar daddy means you get to strut through showbiz doing whatever you want? I snickered. Fine by me. I only hope your fans dig me up, then I can really cut loose. Avery, you slay me, Ellis tittered, shaking her head like I was a hopeless case. The live comment section exploded. Because the uproar grew so heated, the production crew paused the stream and told us to take a breather. We didn't go live again until dinner time. Tonight would be my final night under the cameras. I felt only one thing, bittersweet nostalgia. After years of grinding, I'd never even made a splash. The meal itself passed peacefully, mainly because Ellis was mysteriously absent. I picked up my food, lost my appetite, then slipped out under the excuse of needing the restroom for some fresh air. But why were there unmistakable moans and rustles coming from the woods so late? My face flushed, I froze. The moment I tried to leave, my foot snapped a twig, loud enough to startle whoever was in the trees. Seriously? The classic caught in flagranti trope chooses me as its next victim? And now they'll have to silence me forever? 9. Planning to bolt before anyone emerged, I instead watched someone hastily yank clothes on and dash out. It was Ellis. Our eyes locked in a death stare, then she stormed over. What did you see just now? With that body? Trust me, I'm not interested. I rolled my eyes. Avery. Looks like you're done in showbiz. Keep your mouth shut. Leak one word and I'll bury you. Got it? Ella smiled coldly, convinced she held all the cards. Too bad there's nothing left in showbiz I still care about. I shrugged, amused. Go ahead, blacklist me, I am waiting. If you don't, I'll lose all respect for you. I flipped her the bird and spun to leave. Suddenly Ellis feigned shock, backing away. Avery, what were you doing over there with Walsh? I watched her little act in silence. Avery, we're still filming. This isn't a good look. So that's how you landed this gig. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Footsteps approached, I turned to see the others trailing over. All of them had one thing in common, they'd just heard Ellis loud and clear. Showbiz is messy, the crew know the truth yet won't speak up. And it was still live millions online had also heard. What lies are you spreading? Dad barked, striding forward. Ellis fluttered her hands in protest. No, Uncle, nothing happened. Let's all head back. My daughter stepped out to use the bathroom. Spit out whatever you're implying, her reputation matters. Dad waved her off, irritable. Seeing him unmoved, Ellis let out a brittle laugh. Uncle, Avery actually told you she needed the restroom? I passed by and saw something ugly. Better you don't know. And what did you see me catching you fooling around with Mr. Whoever? I gasped, feigning confusion. A flash of malice crossed Ellis's eyes. Avery, how dare you twist the story? I offered to keep quiet for you. Yet you pin it on me? That's rich. Right then the older man Ellis had called Walsh tottered out, obviously plastered, barely able to stand. Two crew members rushed to steady him before he toppled. "Gordon!" Dad's voice thundered across the yard. At the sound, the man sobered up fast. "Vance Quinn?" "Quinn, fancy meeting you here. I insist on hosting. Come, let's play a few rounds." He grinned, hiccuping. Everyone recognized him, anyone he treated respectfully had clout. All the smart guests wanted the drama over. "You know my daughter?" Dad pointed to me. The man squinted, then shook his head vigorously. "Impossible. Such a lovely young lady planning to act? I can open doors." "Quinn, delighted to see you. I tried your office a few times." Another hiccup. Ellis couldn't take it, she quickly intervened. "Walsh is smashed. Director, can we cut?" "No one cuts." Dad blocked the switch. "I'm standing right here. Without me, how would you have bullied my child? You're all public figures." With Dad furious, the old man's drunkenness drained further. "Right, no cutting. Whatever Quinn says, goes." 10-inch Walsh, it's just a misunderstanding. Why don't you turn in?" Ella smiled sweetly, though her mask was slipping. The old man frowned, annoyed. "In front of Quinn, who are you to speak?" Humiliation flickered across Ellis's face as she stared at Dad and me. "Avery, pretending to be rich, how low will you sink?" Before she finished, the old man shoved her aside. "Pretend nothing. This is Mason, founder of Uwe Group. Taylor, you're usually sharp. Dummy move." Even the densest guest could tell something was very, very off. "Ellis, what did you just say? Something about me and Walsh in the woods? And you'd keep it a secret? Am I suddenly blind, or did my dad just go bankrupt?" I frowned and racked my memory. Gordon's face went chalk white, he shook his head in a panic. "Quinn, IID had too much to drink. Taylor's young and careless, she's my goddaughter. Quinn, please don't take offense. Little girl, you poked a wasp's nest. Didn't I always tell you? Fake is fake, it can never pass for the real thing. If you're broke, you simply can't keep up the facade. Besides, I've treated you pretty well as an investor. I've lavished resources and camera time on you, haven't I?" Gordon had said his piece. The instant his last word dropped, Ellis's mom came flying at us, claws out, out. Out. All of you, get out. Everyone was stunned. Hadn't her mother always played the role of a moneyed society queen? Where did this flailing fury come from? "Mom, please shut up. Can you stop sabotaging me? Do you want to wreck everything I've got?" Ellis's face flashed red, then white. 11. Dolores had dropped the act for good, she was livid. "Brat. Who do you think you're talking to? If I'm not here boosting your career, then why am I stuck in this dump? These clothes are strangling me. Your poor mother is being squeezed to death." "Shut up." Ella screamed, on the edge of tears. She didn't dare vent at Dad or me anymore, she could only turn on her own. She earned 2 stinging slaps from her mother and then watched the woman storm away, while she herself had to stay. "Avery, happy now? What's the point of humiliating me?" Ellis wept delicate tears worthy of a tragic heroine making herself out to be the victim. "Switch off the live feed. After today, I'm leaving showbiz." The moment the words left my mouth, the production crew cut the stream. No surprise, my backer credentials dwarfed theirs. Dad said nothing, he simply stood beside me, silent but unmistakably on my side. "Avery, your name's about to blow up starting tomorrow, and you tell me you're quitting? Priceless." Ellis laughed, shrill and mocking. I gave a soft laugh. "I warned you from day one, but you wouldn't listen. For the sake of buzz, you'd trample anyone. You found out I was your poor foil and trashed both me and my dad. Did we ever complain? But you have absolutely no bottom line. A girl's reputation matters. I shut the stream to spare you. If you spit on that face saving, it's on you. The moment you threatened to blacklist me during filming, you handed me the weapon to finish you off. Too bad you're such a gifted actress, I had to play along. It would have been a waste not to show you the gap between heaven and earth. When I finished, I slapped Ellis twice. No one dared object. The only blood relative present, her mother, had already been driven away. And the man she counted on, old Gordon? Forget it. 12-inch Avery, what could you possibly understand? You were born holding a silver spoon, how would you know the grind of small fries clawing upward? You have no right to judge me. Ellis wiped her tears and glared at me with pure hate. I smiled. Ellis, your funniest flaw is your swollen ego. Don't try to chain me with morality. I'm immune. If I hadn't clawed my way up from the bottom for years, I might actually have bought your sob story. Your speech only drags small-time strivers through the mud. Most of them grind because they love this job, because they dream of standing in the spotlight, of being loved by fans, a fair reward. They never harm others or themselves. Integrity is exactly what separates them from you. Ellis's face was deathly pale. No more roars came. The crowd dispersed. That farce ended the shoot early. My cover as an heiress was blown wide open, and, ironically, a flood of new fans followed. Ellis was blacklisted across the board, every trending tag bearing her name vanished overnight. Money isn't her problem, she and her mom can live comfortably, but that's no longer my concern. As for me, staring at the tidal wave of followers and traffic, I felt only more conflicted. Dad pressed a cup of tea into my hand and asked me to sit for a chat. I sighed. Dad, I'll keep my promise to you. Dad grinned until crow's feet fanned from his eyes. I've been browsing your fan page these past days. Those supporters who followed you for years, seeing their messages really hits me. And what you said that day is right, bit players still deserve their own spotlight. Your granddad started as one, building everything from scratch. We have to cherish our reputation even more. You're so sensible, kiddo. I am touched. I shouldn't force what I think is best on you. Worst case, you find a son-in-law someday and I'll hand the empire to him. Want to act? Go ahead. Dad's behind you, no more roadblocks. He sipped his tea, and with that swallow he let go of me. I smiled and nodded. Life is short, stubbornly chasing what you love before you lose the power to move may be the sweetest sort of bittersweet happiness.